Hey everyone, we are live for our Sunday Weekly Warmup. I know so many of the educators in our community are celebrating a long weekend. Happy Thanksgiving to our Canadian friends and happy Indigenous Peoples Day to those that are in the US. And who knows what other holidays are going on around the world. If you guys are willing in the comments to share what holidays you might be celebrating, you are welcome to share those with us. We'd love to be in celebration with you. We are so excited to be here on this incredible Sunday to not only kick off some discussion with BreAnn Fennell's here, so you know it's going to be a good show. Obviously, I'm live here with the one and only Brad Hughes, so we'll be able to get into so many good discussions. And then a lot of us are going to physically be together in just a few days at the Teach Better Conference. This is our last Sunday show before the incredible event that we'll be hosting in Akron, Ohio. And then just as a reminder, in case you hadn't guessed, we will not be live next Sunday. I'm saying that again. We will not be live next Sunday because many of us will be traveling home from that conference. And to be honest, even if we are home, we will be passed out and exhausted because we do not intend to sleep all week long, especially not the days of that incredible event. If you, for some reason, haven't gotten your tickets but plan on pulling the trigger last minute, I will say I feel like I can sneak you in. So DM me and I'll figure out how to get you a ticket. Otherwise, I assume you've already gotten them and you are excited to join us, not only on the Thursday networking, but also the festivities on Friday and Saturday. We'll be right back to interview the one and only BreAnn Fennell. Hey everyone, we are live for our Sunday Weekly Warmup. Brad Hughes, of course, is here with me because I cannot do a show without him. Before we get into all the fun, Brad, how are you? It's good to see you.
Rae, I'm doing really well. It's great to see you too. Great to be here in the Sunday Weekly Warmup States with our friend BreAnn Fennell from the Teach Better team. We are going to have a great conversation and we are going to be leading up to all of the excitement this week, Rae. Just a few short days before we get together for Teach Better 22 in Akron, Ohio. I can't believe we're less than a week away.
I know, I kind of love this like team hangout. Like I know that we get to do so many things on the Sunday Weekly Warmup that I really, really enjoy. But today is like, team hangouts like family time. It's like we can all kind of sit back, take a big deep breath and spend some good times with some good giggles. Bree, how are you feeling?
Oh, I am feeling good. Excited. So excited to be together on Thursday. It doesn't seem real, but it has been such a pleasure being the lead of a committee to be on this end of it. And so I'm just thrilled about it.
Can we just clarify, Bree, you're the lead of all the committees. Like we literally behind the scenes, Bree has been working on this conference for like 9 months. And she is going to be like a buzzing bee at the event and she will have all the answers. So if you want to know anything, I would go run into Bree if I were you.
This is good, Rae. Good advice. No, I am getting ready. I'm getting packed. I might have a helium tank in my trunk, some plastic bowls. I mean, I am more than ready for this event.
I cannot wait. Brad, you are traveling a bit of a far distance to be able to get to Akron, Ohio. I feel like you and I are relatively comparable in our travels. Bree, you get to drive. Brad, what's your travel schedule look like?
I'm flying out of Buffalo, New York. I'm heading to New Jersey, and then I'm traveling back west to Cleveland, Rae. So a little bit of a roundabout way to get there. I think next time, like Bree, I would just drive around the lake, just drive around. Probably my driving time is about the same as my flying time connecting through New Jersey, but we'll take what we can get. I'm grateful to be there, and I'm looking forward to a nice flight, and looking forward to meeting up with Teach Better family and friends in Akron when we get in.
I will say, I think driving for me is about 7 hours and flying for me is a little under 7. And I know that it's the same time. So people are like, oh, why fly? Guys, I need a nap and I love napping on an airplane. It signed me up, put the headphones in, noise canceling headphones. I was just on a flight last week working with some teachers and there's nothing better than like zoning out, looking out the window and falling to sleep.
I'm more of a on-flight reader. I love to have a book and read and kind of catch up on some quiet time during a flight.
That's good. Well, you're driving, I know. How far of a drive is it for you, Bree?
Like 40 minutes.
Oh,
so I do
man,
not have
really
far to go at all.
So fun. Well, guys, before we head to Akron, Ohio later this week, you obviously had, I'm sure, a full weekend, and you might even be continuing your celebrations tomorrow, possibly with no school. Tell me a little bit about how your weekends have been or what you might be up to tomorrow.
It's been a great weekend here in Ontario, Rae. It is Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada. So happy Thanksgiving to those that are celebrating. Happy Sukkot to those that are celebrating Sukkot as well this weekend. So we have family in this afternoon and this evening, Rae, for dinner. And we have a trailer that we needed to close up. We've got a trailer on Lake Huron that we spend the summers there. So we were there yesterday, closing up, getting ready for the winter. And then we're back home today, getting ready for Thanksgiving dinner, which we finished about 45 minutes ago. And then tomorrow is a holiday from school. It'll be a chance for me to get everything ready for the conference, to get packed and to get ready for a week at school and a week in Akron. What's coming up for you and Bree this weekend?
Well, I do have to ask a follow-up question, Brad, because I have to know, you know, I love learning about everyone's different holidays they celebrate. And obviously your Thanksgiving is about a month before ours. Who comes to Thanksgiving dinner? How did you celebrate this year? Because this is the big debate every single year is who do you invite? What house do you go to? What do you eat? Kind of all the things. And we here in the US have a little over a month to figure our plans out.
Our plans were small. So it included my wife, Jennifer, son, Ben, and daughter, Megan. So we had a quiet and fun family dinner and we had turkey and all the fixings.
So fun. Bree, do you have already solidified your Thanksgiving plans? I know you have some time.
No, we're planning on going to Kentucky to visit my mom. And so we're excited about that. And the boys are excited to see their Mimi. And so it'll take us a couple hours to get there, but we're excited to have those plans. But Brad, I really want to know about your favorite dish. Like, are your dishes the same? Like, what is your favorite dish from this holiday?
Well, we had turkey, gravy, mashed potatoes. We had some stuffing, and we had one of our favorite recipes is called a crowd-pleasing casserole. So we joke about it because you can't beat a casserole that pleases a crowd. And our crowd of four really enjoyed this vegetable casserole with sort of a cheesy, creamy sauce with French's onion crisps as well as some breadcrumbs on top. So it was a crowd-pleasing casserole.
I love it. Bree, obviously you have a lot of time before you plan your own Thanksgiving. What were we up to this weekend? Anything fun?
Just soccer and conference, finalizing things and packing, but mostly soccer. Little soccer is so fun.
It's not a bad thing. I love that. I love seeing pictures when you post on social media of the kiddos at soccer for your weekend plans. It's so fun.
They're getting so big. So big.
Yeah.
What about you, Rae? What did you do this weekend?
Oh gosh, I was working with teachers in Sandusky, Ohio, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That was so much fun. I think that was it was just such a killer crew. And I got to explore Sandusky a little bit, which I had never been to. I really recommend it. I know that I don't know why you would ever be traveling to Sandusky. I know there's obviously an amusement park there that people talk about, but it was such a fun time. Cute little town on the water. You can't complain. It was wonderful. Met some wonderful people. And then I flew back and got to just spend time by the fire. I'm kind of a sucker for a fall fire. So we sat by the fire, relaxed, and, just kind of got to refuel. It's been a busy weekend just mentally preparing for the Teach Better conference. Our travels begin as early as Wednesday for the majority of the team. So with Monday off, that really just leaves us Tuesday to finalize all the plans. So we're very excited to kind of share in the festivities with everybody in the Teach Better family.
It seems like all of our comments are related to the conference, Brad. Mm-hmm. They're ready to talk about the conference.
I just want to confirm it. That's the Teach Better conference coming up this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Akron, Ohio, National Inventors Hall of Fame Middle School. Is that the one you're talking about, Bree?
It is, and I need to finalize my outfit, friends. I know I've been talking about it for months, but the packing needs to happen tomorrow. So if anybody is going to send me packing advice, your due date is tomorrow evening, just so you all know.
I'm doing all I can to get everything on a carry-on, so I can just carry it on, carry it off, and just off we go. Do you have any packing tips, especially if you're trying to fit it all into a carry-on, Bree or Rae?
Roll your clothes. Yeah. That's my tip. And wear layers so you can have layers.
I have to know, Rae, are you going to wear tennis shoes or not?
This is the big debate. What shoes to wear? Okay, I feel like people have been posting about their outfits. This can be casual. I keep telling people like their favorite teacher clothes. I think tennis shoes are fine. Jeans are fine. I'm going to wear a mix of a few different of my favorite Teach Better outfits, everything from Thursday to Saturday night, trying to find something that's comfortable so that we're not too hot or not too cold. There's going to be a lot of stairs, so we kind of like running around like cool teachers that we are and jumping up on. I'm so excited to just be around friends and family that I think we're going to be running around even if we didn't intend to be running around, because you're going to see your friend from like across the way and you're going to be just running to him to give him a big old hug. It'll be so fun.
Rae, I'm hoping that there's a backstage area plus the official Teach Better 22 fashion runway, because with all of the different Teach Better swag outfits we're going to want to be modeling, we just might want to make a quick change at any given moment. I mean, I think, Bree, between the two of us, we probably have 70 or 80 potential outfits that we could bring to the conference. I'm not sure how you're thinking about spacing those wardrobe changes out, especially with all of the incredible presentations, all of the incredible seminars, Podcasters Row, all kinds of great opportunities to meet, greet, and mingle.
I agree. I think I may have ordered some more swag before the conference even started. Oh, and also a Teach Better blanket. I mean, come on, guys.
I love it. I have been telling people, if you want an easy outfit decision for the Teach Better conference, those 3 days, just bring 3 Teach Better swag items and then you're golden. You'll be in for the win. So it'll be exciting to see everybody's get up and excited to all be together and, get our books signed and listen to all these sessions. I'm so overjoyed. I'm so excited. Bree, thank you for all the leadership you've had in this event, and shout out to Katie Miglin, who has literally made this event possible. I don't know what we would do. I don't know what we would do without her. So it's insane. BreAnn, obviously we're all catching up and it's so fun, but full transparency, Bree, you're live all the time. It just seems silly to introduce you. But as we get into this afternoon's conversation, you are going to be sharing a lot about yourself, but more than just what you do on Teach Better. You are a pivotal member of the team. I literally couldn't imagine the Teach Better team without you, but you do a ton more outside of the team as just an incredible educator. So in case somebody is connecting with you for the first time, would you mind sharing a little about just you as Bree?
Sure. I am a looping teacher, and previously for the past decade, I've been doing 1st and 2nd grade looping, and now I'm doing 2nd and 3rd grade looping. And looping just means you stay with the same group of kids or the bulk of the same kids for multiple years. And it's so good for relationship building and confidence building. I am the 2021 Ohio Educator of the Year for District 5. And so I still do things with the state of Ohio. I am a teacher leader ambassador this year after spending 2 years as a liaison for the state. And so I just really love all things education. I am the author of some children's books. But for the team, I'm a training and development specialist, monitor social media, and have been able to really connect with members of the team as we have been planning this conference for all of you.
So exciting. Brad, I really want to dive into picking Bree's brain on the things that she does, not only as an educator working with her students, but also in her passion with play. Should we dive into our discussion?
I'm ready to dive. I'm on the diving board. I'm taking my warm-up jumps, Rae, ready to dive in.
Here we go. Dive it in.
Welcome back. You are with the Sunday Weekly Warmup, courtesy of the Teach Better team, exclusively in the Teach Better group on Facebook. We're with BreAnn Fennell and Rae Hughart, both of the Teach Better team, and this is Brad Hughes, excited about our upcoming conference and excited to dive into some great conversation with the one, the only BreAnn Fennell. And Rae, before the break, we had an opportunity to hear all of the things that BreAnn Fennell does. I'm just wondering if there's something that BreAnn doesn't do or is eager to learn to do that she hasn't tried yet.
There is not. I'm going to answer for her. There is not. Bree is constantly looking how to elevate herself in education. I love that she's constantly taking on new challenges and always trying to learn. That is something I've always seen Bree committed to. I just think it's incredible. May we all be like Bree.
Be like Bree, I think could be that could be an unofficial Teach Better 22 slogan.
Ooh, be like Bree. I love it. Bree, I know you have a passion for play, and most educators will say, play, I don't teach like little baby kids. I teach, kids that are much older. Play isn't relevant to me. Let's dive into that. I know this is something that you love.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So I have a passion for play. Not just for little kids, but also all the way up to educators. I feel like there's been a big movement since COVID for like self-care. And some people are like, okay, well, I bought myself a t-shirt yesterday. I'm done with self-care. But something that right after COVID, I started to do was CrossFit. And so I feel like even as adults, we need those opportunities to be able to move our bodies and to get endorphins and just to have something that makes us feel good as educators. And so I feel like CrossFit has been like kind of my way to dabble in play as an adult. And so when I think about that, and I think about how much we're trying to, after COVID, bridge the gap or fill the holes or fill the voids, but we don't want to do that by taking away things that bring joy or bring a sense of belonging for kids. And so if you take away recesses and fill that with only instructional time, I feel like it's really doing kids a disservice.
So if I'm an educator now saying, okay, I teach middle school or I teach upper elementary, maybe I even teach high school. Can you help me understand how play looks in my classroom? Because when I think of play, ignorantly, I think of, kids 5 years old building blocks, right? And so when you say you love to see play not only in little kids, but all the way up to educators, I actually feel like I can see educators play easier because I know that educators are just kids at heart. And so many of us would love a day to just kind of play in the sand or build sandcastles. But what does it actually look like academically? Because I don't want educators to have this misconception that play means not learning, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. So, I feel like for middle school, I have a niece and she was in middle school. And I remember her saying like, oh, well, we don't get recess in middle school. And my big thing was why? Like, why would you take away something, even if it's just a small break for students to like get outdoors and to experience fresh air and to talk with people and socialize? Like, I feel like that play is important, just as important as the academic play I'm about to talk about. But play in your classroom can look like anything that Alex is saying about tabletop games. Yes. Play in your classroom doesn't have to just be downtime. Play in your classroom can be incorporating fun and engagement into your lessons. So, like, for example, we did a vocabulary game, and this could be done. I'm teaching third grade this year, but it could be done up into middle school. And they just have like little buzzers. And so if the team members got the question correct, they were trying to match vocabulary words with synonyms, words that mean the same thing. And so when they got it with their team member, they got to go up and they got to ring this bell. And each of the different bells made different noises. And it was just like a fun, engaging way. Like they still were getting the content. And I actually was doing this I'm dabbling with a grid. So I was trying to do, I know, right? So I was trying to do, upper thinking and going up DOK. And I'm like, well, how can I just incorporate this into a game? And really, like, as soon as you tell kids, like, hey, this is going to be a game, it instantly takes away some of like, if you say to kids, hey, this is going to be a test, think about the different feelings that come with kids. Like if I say, Rae, I'm going to test you right now. Or if you said that to me, like, oh, we're not going to have you on to talk about play or engage with us. We're going to have you on and we're going to test you on this. Like the feelings are incredibly different. So yes, you can incorporate it into, and there's so many different ways. I know I wrote a whole blog series for the Teach Better team. If you go onto the blog site, called Play Better. And so there were different ways that you can incorporate it. I know that we still host the games that we did on Brain Break. So, I mean, the adults are enjoying that. Think about game nights. So I think that if you just kind of brand your lesson in a different way and add in just a little bit of play, I feel like you will definitely see just a different attitude about learning from your students. And not to mention that if you can incorporate some movement in there, some cross body stuff, that there's so much brain science that goes into it that just shows how good it is for kids.
BreAnn, I wonder if you can tell us a little bit more about the relationships and the connections that are built through play, because it sounds like it's more than just about adding a game to your content. It's about bringing yourself as an educator and the kids in your space together, working together for a common goal or maybe a fun element of competition. So how are relationships being built along the way?
I think there's an element of relationship building within gameplay, because there are typically winners and losers in games. And I feel like in life, you have to learn how to kind of do both. But an amazing thing that we do in my class is that we learn an element of respecting each other, like how to do that gracefully, or how, like, some things that adults struggle with, like you see people getting, even if you watch sports on TV, like there's fouls, there's bad language, there's all these things that go on when things don't go their way. So this is like kind of teaching a social element, a social emotional piece that, we can learn how to do these things together. We can have a lot of fun, but sometimes you aren't going to win that game. And so I think it's a discussion point. It's a teachable moment. But also we do this thing in my classroom where we say, like, we respectfully agree or respectfully disagree. So if somebody gets a problem wrong, instead of just shouting, I model this so much at the beginning of the year, instead of just shouting like, they're wrong, oh, and like razzing them about it, we say, oh, I respectfully disagree with that answer, and this is why. And when they can have that element of like a backup, like, oh, this is why, because we learned that, the distributed property does this and not this. They're also using that academic language to support their theories. And these are third graders.
No, I love this. I love that you're modeling so many good things all through this element of having fun, because I think that that's such a wonderful reminder for us, especially in October. How can we ensure that we're not just diving into our content, but we're doing it in a way that is fostering not only organic life skill conversations, but also the enjoyment of learning that we always want to infuse into students' lives. BreAnn, I know this is a tricky question because we have viewers in this Facebook group everywhere from, classroom teachers in the elementary setting to classroom teachers at the high school setting, higher ed. We have leadership in this group. We have educational coaches. What are some actionable steps? What's something an educator could do this week that maybe moves them a little bit closer into incorporating play? Do you have like a favorite go-to, or maybe like a strategy of how I can wrap my mind? Because I think a lot of educators are going to agree that play sounds like a fun opportunity, but it's making it consistent and it's putting into that daily practice.
I think figure out what your favorite game is and incorporate it that way. Because if you figure out like what, for instance, I loved Foursquare when I was a kid. And so I incorporated Foursquare into some content standards when I taught first grade about rules and laws, and I incorporated it that way. But I love to play Foursquare. And I feel like if you bring in something that you love and you're passionate about, or you have some nostalgia wrapped in, it comes across as you genuinely enjoy it and you want to share a part of yourself with your kids. And so that I feel like is a great starting point, because it's truly genuine. It's real emotions and feelings that you have tied in with this game, and that's going to come across to your students.
Brad, do you have a favorite game that you think you would lean towards trying to utilize with your learners if I said, hey, pick your favorite game to get us started?
It's hard for me to pick. What I think I would try to do is to get our learners maybe creating games of their own. I think if we're looking for a place to start, that might be a place to ask our learners, what are some of your favorite games, and how could we adapt what we're doing in our classroom to take advantage of the things that you like to do or play or construct or build? Because I think what Bree is promoting is not just play games as you learn, but infuse what you do with a sense of playfulness, creativity, looking at things from different points of view. And as educators, when we feel that weight of curriculum and content that we have to cover, especially if we feel that we're under pressure to get kids caught up after being separated from classes and from learning because of the pandemic, it's really, really easy to forget that element of play could be crucial to many of your learners and could be crucial to just really bringing joy into your spaces. What's coming to mind for you, Rae, if you had to pick a favorite game or a favorite way to be playful?
I love your answer to this, because I do believe that playfulness is such a beautiful overarching theme that I think we can all kind of giggle at incorporating. I think that we can all do that. I will say, if I had to pick a game, my go-to game, guys, is we called it Fishbowl. I don't know if it has a real name, but it's when you write one word on a piece of paper, crinkle it up, and you put them all into one bowl. And then the first round, you go through all the words in the bowl, and it's just like charades. You can say any word that you want, just not the one on the paper that you're holding. And there's a timer, and you can do it in teams or whatever. Then you put all the words back in. And then the second round is more like charades, where you can act it out, but you can't speak. And then you put all the words back. And then the third round, you can say one word, and it can't be the word on the thing. So they've been familiar with the language. They've heard it. I love this brief for vocabulary or anything in a unit. It's also really easy to do if your lesson ends early and you need just something to fill the time, because it gets students working together. And, I love the incorporation of that playfulness, Brad, like you said. It's so important.
It reminds me of just whenever we got together as a team for our retreat. I'm just wearing my retreat shirt now. And I was able to bring Blooket to our team. I just felt like you guys got to see something that I would actually do as students, and also something that was fun for us as an adults to review real content that was important for us. So
yeah, that's so wonderful. I know we have so many different sessions happening at the Teach Better conference that educators have direct messaged me about, saying, hey, I want to do something kind of wacky. We're going to play XYZ. There's some sort of game that they're having the audience play with. So I will give that warning to anybody who hasn't really thought through this. This isn't really a sit and get kind of conference. Every room you walk into, you're going to be expected to really show up as a learner, not show up as somebody who's going to sit in the back and answer emails. So I feel like you need to mentally be prepared for that, because I've heard of some wacky things happening in some of our sessions, and I want you all to be excited and prepared for those. Bree, as we kind of wrap up here, because we're actually, speaking of playfulness, headed into some giggles, I want to make sure we also give our community a little bit of a takeaway, a challenge. Would you mind giving us something here that maybe it's your soapbox moment, something that you'd like our community to know that they can keep in mind for the week ahead?
Yes, I feel like if you are in a climate where you can take your kids outside and do something this week, whether it's give them some playtime outside, whether it's bringing your lesson outside, just being outdoors with your kids is just going to give them an extra element of joy. And so if you're in an element where you can take them outside, even if it's sprinkling a little bit, you can just enjoy some play with your students, or even your administrator friends could take your people outside and have your staff meeting outdoors. Just try to get some of that vitamin D. Mark agrees with me. So my session is now done.
I love going outside. Brad, I know that as a principal, it must be hard to manage like, all these teachers with all their students going all around the building, even outside. But how do you, handle educators, like moving from their classroom outside? Is that something that you like to encourage?
Absolutely. We're fortunate to have a couple of outdoor learning spaces and a beautiful campus with hills and trees and shade and just opportunities to enjoy the outdoors, to really just to breathe some fresh air, to soak up some sunshine if you can. And in our climate, as Bree was saying, I mean, we're quickly turning into some chilly weather. It's turn the calendar page on October and then into November. So it's all about just being prepared and making the very best of what the environment has to offer, whether you teach maybe in an inner city setting, maybe you teach in a rural setting. If you just take a look at what opportunities await you just outside the doors, and be creative, be playful about engaging your kids and your learners in those outdoor spaces, and you come back in refreshed and rejuvenated, and it's just a wonderful opportunity.
I would love to encourage anybody attending the Teach Better conference this week to plan on being outside, only because I know that the space that we are in, this incredible middle school that used to be a museum, has 2 different outdoor settings, one of which is one of our lunch venues, if you so choose. We obviously, wanted to prepare in case we had crummy weather, but I'm actually looking, it looks like the weather's going to be gorgeous. It'll be nice fall, crisp air. And if you so choose, you might choose to take a break or eat some lunch out. There is a terrace that is titled for the conference, the Green Terrace, and it's on the 3rd floor. And it is going to be such a lovely place for people to enjoy some time. Obviously, there's other places to eat lunch as well inside, but the 3rd floor specifically has so many different outdoor spaces that I would encourage anybody coming to the conference to kind of explore a little bit. There's some fun spots. Bree, I know we were able to be there together. Brad, I know this will be your first time at the venue, but Bree and I will show you around.
Yes, no worries.
Looks like I have 2 of the best tour guides in the business, just making sure I get to from one place to another and making sure I take advantage of all of the great things the venue has to offer. And I hear the signage is outstanding. Signage is outstanding. Rae Hughart.
You know what? We hope so. We'll find out. I hope nobody gets lost because there'll be a sign in front of you to not get lost. You'll know exactly where you're going. Just wait and see. All right. We are going to head into our weekly Giggles, which is a segment we love to do anytime we have team members on, just because we like to obviously giggle together and add some humor into your Sunday. And then we will wrap up our conversation here, kind of celebrating not only many of us celebrating a holiday today and tomorrow, but also headed into a wonderful week where some of us will get to physically be together for the Teach Better conference. So we'll be right back. I still love that commercial, Brad.
I love it too, because it means we can have a few giggles together at the Sunday funny time.
It's true. So true. If you are listening on the Teach Better Talk podcast after the fact, or if you're just catching this, but you're away from your phone just listening, definitely go back. You'll want to see the weekly Giggles commercial. It's cute. It's kind of giggly. Brad, what you got for us for weekly Giggles?
We had our school photo day this last week, and it was actually the first photo day in almost 2 years, having photographers in taking individual photos of our kids and our staff. And I wonder, Rae and Bree, have you recently had a photo taken, or Bree, has there been a photo day at your school recently?
We did have photo day. Yep. We had picture day perfection.
Picture day perfection. This Sunday Funnies story comes to you from Good News Network, and the headline is "Cat who sneaks into school gets his class photo taken, and portrait packet is sent home to mom." This is a cat in Wales who left a group of proud moms in floods of laughter this cat snuck into and became an honorary student at a school photo day. And the cat jumped on a chair with no encouragement, sat up for the photo. The school has just accepted the cat as one of its own. He's there every day. Indeed, the headmaster of the school described the cat's attendance record as an excellent example for other pupils. I mean, I'm just meowed by this story, Rae and Bree. The cat who sneaks into the school to get the photos taken, and you can take a look at that photo. And I don't know. I think I'd be really proud if I was the cat mom to receive a packet of photos from this dapper Welsh cat. What do you guys think?
I think it's perfect. Perfect. Get it, Brad?
Get it? Perfect. Ah.
If you guys can just hold on a second, I'd just like to pause for those that are viewing and listening to catch up with these great jokes. And Bree and Rae, maybe you have another tale that might give us the Sunday giggles. What do you think?
Brad, I love your Sunday giggles because they are always full of something that's lighthearted. I feel like that's even a story I could bring to students next week and be like, guys, you won't believe it. In Wales, there was a school. I love that this gives us just a little something not only to enjoy now, but enjoy later as well.
I wonder too, Rae and Bree, about Bree, your commitment to play, and maybe if a photo of the cat with the bow tie was presented with really no introduction, you might do what Alex Valenchik promotes, and that's ask, what do you notice and what do you wonder? And maybe your students could kind of back map a story of how that photo came to be, and then you could compare their narratives with sort of the narrative of this cat that sneaks into a photo shoot from Wales. So
love it.
Whales and cats in the same picture.
Bree, I know that we are going to wrap up here. We've been able to pick your brain for so many different things, but Brad and I really wanted to do something a little special, and we wanted to take a few moments here at the end of the show to talk about your time being an ambassador. As our current ambassadors know, and as we haven't yet publicly announced, but if you're at the Teach Better conference, you're going to find this out. So we have a little bit of a sneak peek a few days early. We are opening applications for our ambassador program. And Bree, you were not only a part of the ambassador program, but you were a leader within that cohort. So would you mind giving us a little bit of details right after this commercial? We'll be right back. Bree, what are your thoughts on the ambassador applications opening November 1st?
I am so excited for the potential of this program and how much it has grown since it has started. So I was one of the founding ambassadors. So I was one of the first people to get to dive into this program, and it was such an amazing experience. And I am still connected with the ambassadors through Voxer and through some other opportunities that I had to get to know them. But and they never kicked me out. So even when I joined the team full time, they still accept me as one of their own. But I am such a big component for this ambassador program. Not only are you able to connect, but you're able to kind of choose your own adventure when it comes to being an ambassador. So there are different challenges that you can complete. There are ways to get connected with the team. But one of the things that I did on the ambassador group was I was a lead ambassador of professional learning. So that was one of the coolest things, because not only were you a part of this group, but you got exclusive professional development from different educators in different subjects, but it was chosen by the ambassadors. So it was whatever we were interested in learning about, whatever was really near and dear to our hearts, or something that was kind of new in education that we wanted to learn more about. You were able to do this within the ambassador program. So amazing, such a great support system, and like truly a support system. It's a place that you can go and really connect with others. And the team has done such a great job too, just recently talking with the ambassadors and really picking their brains about what they loved. And so I just can't wait for more people to join and for all of their great ideas just come to life.
Yeah, for those of you who are unfamiliar with our Teach Better Team Ambassador Program, you can see all the details over at teachbetter.com/ambassadors. It's an incredible cohort of educators, and applications very rarely open. We actually, I believe, will be opening them about one time a year. Although I will tell you, like Bree mentioned, the incredible 2 team members that built this entire program. Shout out to Megan and Andrea, who put their blood, sweat, and tears in designing this incredible opportunity for all of the educators to apply for here in the Teach Better family. It's gotten a big facelift, and we're so excited to not only have built something and offered it to educators, but been able to host and facilitate focus groups to improve the program moving forward. So we're so excited to finally be able to offer it as an opportunity to all of our educators here to apply November 1st, and applications will close the 27th. So you have all month to be able to apply. Brad, any final thoughts on your excitement, not only for us all be together this week, but also applications opening in just about 4 weeks?
Well, I think it all comes back to play and playfulness again, Rae and Bree, because as a former ambassador, or I guess as an ambassador graduate and now a Teach Better team member, I can tell you that some of the best games and some of the best contests and some of the best just friendly, fun, playful connections are made through those ambassador mentorship programs and get-togethers and meetings and professional learning opportunities. And it also is, I think, is a really great example of how Teach Better lives its own mindset. I mean, we're talking about seeking feedback from ambassadors to continue to improve the program so that ambassadors are better served, and so therefore the students and colleagues that they serve are better served as well. Just better and better each and every day. And I love that feedback from our current and former ambassadors is being used to really jumpstart and sort of relaunch this program beginning November 1st. So I'm very excited, Rae.
So wonderful. Bree, thank you so much for being a part of our live, Sunday Weekly Warmup. We love hosting this in our private Facebook group every single Sunday. And although we will miss being live with all of you next week, I promise we'll be back the following week. Brad, I love being able to host this show with you, and I'm sad that we won't host it next weekend, but I'm really excited to be with you next weekend, so I think I'll get over it.
I'm so excited and honored to co-host with you too, Rae, and when we can invite someone as special to both of us as Bree into the space, it really makes for a wonderful Sunday night and a great way to warm up for the week ahead. Bree, it's been wonderful catching up with you, and we'll look forward to seeing you this week.
Thank you so much. Can't wait to see you guys.
It'll be so fun. All right, friends, we will see you in just a few days at the Teach Better Conference. Check out all those details at teachbetterconference.com. Bye, friends. Have a wonderful week.